in August of 2015, I finally became acclimated to being a juvenile probation officer and the understanding of the service that I provide to my clients, their families, and the community. But due to a high turnover rate, I was responsible for an extremely high caseload, and the objective of being a juvenile probation officer is that you must achieve a successful termination rate for youth who are on probation. So as a result, I decided to manage my caseload under the philosophy of work smarter, not harder. So eventually, I decided to solely focus on those kids who were on probation because I knew I could make an impact in their lives and encourage them to complete their juvenile sanctions in order to receive a successful termination. But on September 25th, 2015, I received a phone call from a parent who was extremely upset and concerned about her youth or her son who was in a residential program and who was receiving unfair treatment and allegedly some form of abuse from staff and co-workers. As a result, she was upset with me because I was unavailable and not responding to her phone calls. And under my philosophy, I was somewhat neglecting these kids who in residential programs because I couldn't achieve successful termination for them because they wasn't on probation. Eventually, she was able to get in contact with my supervisor and voiced her concern with my customer service and the service that I provided to her. As a result, it led to me receiving disciplinary actions from my supervisor, but it also gave me an opportunity to explain to my supervisor of what I was doing and the philosophy I had taken due to the fact that I had a high or extremely high caseload and I still wanted to achieve the performance of the objective of the Department of Juvenile Justice. During the monthly staffing, my co-workers as well as me took a stance and informed our supervisor that sometimes it is difficult for us to manage a caseload of maybe 50 kids and trying to achieve something of at least terminating in the amount of 5 to 10 kids per month. As a result, my supervisor decided to revamp our unit. So he revamped our unit by dividing our unit into two divisions. So one division strictly had kids on probation, and the other unit strictly had kids who were on residential or on intake status. As a result, this really improved our performance as well as our customer service because we came used to just having those certain kids on our caseload, and through repetition we started to learn the ins and outs of our career or of our particular supervision model. Also, through revamping and through the success of what was going on, the chief or the chief of the department took notice of what was happening and the success rate that our unit was having. So eventually she decided to privatize supervision of those kids on intake, and I believe a company by the name of G4S is actually involved with kids who are on intake status and supervising them. So it in turn dropped our caseload. Through the whole process, this was a great opportunity for us as well as our unit because we showed that, or my supervisor was able to show that he was able to take an initiative and come up with a new ideal in order for us to be successful and to put us in a position to improve our performance as well as our customer service. Due to the fact that we know our job so well, we're able to produce at a high level and obtain a success rate that is in compliance with our policies. I would like to leave off that this translates to our readings from this week because in the reading it showed that some public government or some service in public government can use the model of new public management as well as take some business aspects and translate it into the public sector. And that's what something my supervisor was able to do because he was able to change our service and to privatize some of our functions to reduce our caseload.